Okay, this is the big question. To tip or not to tip? Uh, this is just my opinion, no bias, and no social media influence whatsoever. This is just simply how I've been living my life. I am in my 40s, and you could judge or not judge, but this is just how I do things. Okay, here we go. If I'm going to a nice restaurant, let's just say this is an elegant steakhouse. Let's just say it's Alexander's or Fleming's, or even a nice Ruth Chris. Um, you're going to have people waiting on you, a bunch of staff that are very attentive, and they are there to make sure to cater to your needs. You're going to be there for a 3, 4, maybe 5 course meal, depending on how you're hungry. And I'm just going to speak for a party of two. When you're sitting down and they're bringing you bread, they're bringing you waters, they're asking you what you're looking for. When you order your food, they give you recommendations. When the food comes, they ask you how it is, yada, 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 and so forth. I believe they go above and beyond, um, and therefore you're going out to a restaurant. I think it's almost automatic. You got to tip 15%. Now, if they do a extraordinary type of job, then I would go into the 18%. And if I just felt like I'm leaving and I'm stealing, not really stealing, but I'm just like, wow, I'm getting so much more, and I just felt like so special. Maybe even 20%. Depends on how I feel. But again, a basic 15%, um, bare minimum, because these prices are going to be large anyway. Next, at Applebee's. Applebee's, it's not the 3, 4 course meal. You go there, they sit you down. A lot of times they're not very attentive. I'm not talking down on anyone that works at Applebee's or this type of restaurant. Just simply saying that I feel there's a little kiosk or a tablet on the table, kind of represents an extra person doing all the things that you may need. You can order from there. You can order your drinks, refills. You can actually check out on those little tablets. So I feel like the customer service is they're really busy and they don't really cater to your needs. So I think you're going out, you want to be generous, at least a 15% tip for this one. If they did terrible, and I mean terrible, not coming in with the sauces you asked for, not coming in asking how your food was, and they brought my food, maybe a 10% at the bare minimum, because again, you're sitting down and they're trying to help you out the best they can. So I'm going to say terrible service 10%, good service 15. All right. Pickup orders. This is one big gripe. I know a lot of people order coffee and go to places and there's these big tip jars sitting there and people like to stuff money into them. And granted, I will. When I'm order a Starbucks, I'll throw $1 in there. I'll throw my change in there. But am I going to be expecting to pay 15, 18%? No. If I'm going to go order from a place that is simply just picking up my food, it's already prepared. And a lot of times it's a mobile pickup. And I had to do all the work by ordering it, driving to it, picking it up at the location. I'm not tipping. I am sorry. Now, have I done it before in the past? Yeah, I've tipped. The circumstances were a little different in terms of um, the person was saying, hey, I want to make sure your food is hot. I double checked everything. Would you like some napkins, sauces, extra utensils, so forth? Okay, there. I believe maybe a few dollars on top. But if I don't get that, you're getting no tip. Next big thing. Okay, Uber. All right, here we go. All right, this is again my opinion. In short rides, very, 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 very short rides, and I feel like the person picked me up in a nice car, decent conversation. I felt at home in that little small period of time window that I'm actually going maybe from the airport to home, maybe 10 minutes, less than that. Um, I'll tip them a few dollars. I'll tip them a few dollars. That's just how I am now. However, I'm going to a far destination, or if I'm going to, let's just say, something that's surging, that's 2.5 times what I'm already paying, I'm sorry. That is included in the service, and I'm not going to tip. Now, that's just if it's surging. Now, if it's a long trip and they did so exceptional, I will tip a little bit, a few, 10% or whatnot. But Uber is not an automatic for me. It is not, but it is something I'll tip if short rides, long rides like are surging. Again, I really feel like it's included in the price. DoorDash delivery services. Okay, with this one, it's a mixed bag for me. A tip, they're always going to get a tip. How much? It varies. The food comes in freezing cold. The guy just dropped it off. He didn't follow my instructions. It's going to be a few dollars. I'm sorry. The time I'll tip 15% is when it's a larger order, or they just came all the way to my door, and I had to live in a apartment complex, and they had to park and get up there and drop my food off. Okay, they're getting 15% minimum, bare minimum. They're getting out of the car and doing extra. So again, they didn't make the food, but they did pick it up. They waited in line. They stored it. They had it in their car. They paid their gas. They're driving, obeying laws. They're parking. They're bringing it to you. Yeah, you should tip. Is it now? I hear rumors that DoorDash is telling you that if you do not tip whatsoever, you should be on their platform and they will ban you. I think that is wrong because that is discrimination. And I'm sorry, I'm going to say it my way: is it's tipping and discrimination. Okay, I get it. Not everyone tips. Maybe not everyone tips well, but you can't mandate that people tip very well or automatic for food that's cold. And last, Mickey D's, Burger King, Wendy's, fast food. I am sorry. I'm going to a fast food place. The food you order from a kiosk more than half the time. The food is just there with a number. Someone hands it over to you. Sorry, no tip. So, what do you guys think? This is my tipping method, and I think I'm pretty generous at times. I can be cheapskate, but however, I feel there's some time to tip and not to tip. Tell me what you think.